Daily Download.
A scare for U.S. justice, a new sport you'll never see at the Olympics, and yet more cool robots. Well, cool robots later. News first. Don't want to spoil your appetite. Hey there, great to see you again. A full download for you. When's it not? Well, let's begin today in the Egyptian resort town of Sharm el-Sheikh. That's where the U.S. Secretaries of State and Defense are stepping up their Mideast diplomacy. Specifically, the U.S. is bringing tens of billions of dollars in proposed weapons sales to help nations such as Saudi Arabia balance the perceived growing threats from Hezbollah and Iran.
The United States is determined to assure our allies that we are going to be reliable in helping them to meet their security needs. We have a lot of interest in common.
The U.S. also appealing for more help in stabilizing Iraq, as well as signing on to a statement endorsing an Arab proposal for Mideast peace. A scare in Maine Monday as U.S. Supreme Court Chief Justice John Roberts reportedly suffered a seizure while on vacation. Now, this is the second such incident for the 52-year-old jurist, both episodes described as idiopathic, meaning no known cause. That not exactly settling nerves. The news from Maine, however, much more encouraging. Roberts suffered minor scrapes, but otherwise appears fine. The court itself is in recess until September. And to the wilds of Alaska now for another episode of Extreme Home Makeover. This actually the home of Alaska's Senior Senator Ted Stevens, and these happy people here, well, they're the FBI. Scully, it's Mulder. I need you. The feds called in to search and photograph the senator's Anchorage home. Stevens saying he will cooperate with the investigation. At issue, who paid for Stevens' home remodeling in 2000, and just who picked out that delightful green paint in the kitchen? I made that last part up. Well, something that we're not making up. Wednesday, our online chat, T2A, is featuring author Lawrence Otis Graham. Now, he'll be talking about his new book, The Senator and the Socialite. It's about one of America's first and most powerful African-American senators. Now, if you want to join in, all you have to do is go to our homepage, voanews.com, and click on that button, T2A. We see a lot of video here at the download, much of it making us ask, why do people do that? And so we're off to Moscow now for a case in point. Our question today, ma'am, why are you taping your shoes on? And why are you so happy about it? The answer, she and her Muscovite friends here, contestants in the annual high heel race, sponsored by Greater Moscow Chiropractics, or Glamour magazine, and they're off. The rules of this contest, 100 meters in 9-centimeter high heels, making this whole thing actually pretty darn impressive. A contestant down, but don't worry, she's fine. The winner gets 100,000 rubles, which we think should just be about enough to cover the doctor's bills. Personally, we don't find the flurry of models falling off the catwalk videos crowding the internets all that funny, which makes the popularity of this snippet all the more baffling. This from Washington, D.C. TV station WRC. The anchors, well...
That had to hurt. That was uncool. That's embarrassing. This is at least the second time.
Well, you all are just really tickled by that, aren't you? You try walking in those shoes.
Now, we say, good on you, Susan Kidd. The boys at the desk, however, never quite recovered. So is it really funny, or is it just me? Well, either way, write and let us know. Our address, daily download at voanews.com. You know, it's been 2 months we've been doing the download together, you and I, long enough so that we shouldn't have to make excuses to one another, don't you think? Well, no excuses from me, then, for today's cool Japanese robot. I'm feeling a little nauseous. The press getting a first look at this little guy. We're going to call him Spinny. At least that no worse than Roomba. But this no ordinary vacuuming robot, its programmers have taught it how to walk like a spider. Hey, you don't think that'll freak the dog out, And Hall's butt, too. We really don't have much more to add to this, except thanks again, Japan, for creeping us out. Now just try smooshing that thing with a Kleenex. Well, that's your download for today. Hope to see you again tomorrow.